Lil Baby, Playboy Carti, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and no prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a pretty good episode for you today. You know, I was scrolling on the Twitter. You know, I was wondering if this shit was actually going to drop, guys. You know, I like to keep an eye on what's coming out on the music-wise on the scene. And instead of a good old Wham Wednesday, we get a whole Wham Wednesday album, which is pretty entertaining in my opinion. You know, I'm glad Lil Baby actually dropped some fucking music. You know, it's been quite a while. I mean, his last album that he said he was going to drop, you know, it never came out. And then we got this new release date that was said December 3rd. So, I mean, look, I didn't know Lil Baby was going to drop because honestly, you know, hey, we'll see if it happens. But I kept seeing on Twitter, and before we even get into the song, about this album, people kept saying that it didn't even drop or it wasn't going to drop. And then I kept looking at each, you know, release date that was supposed to be said. Guys, 12 p.m. EST. 12 p.m., not 12 a.m., no, 12 p.m. And I think that's what kind of maybe confused people. Now, we got today Lil Baby, Playboy Carti, and this artist called Skooly. I honestly was kind of confused why there was a name called Skooly on there. And apparently, Skooly's like on the hook. Apparently, he's only on the hook on this song, which he sounds fucking awful in. By the way, before I even, you know, get into the song, whoever the fuck Skooly is, you don't want this guy out touching any of your songs. You don't want this guy touching your fucking beat. Alright, thank God. Thank the heavens that he is like barely on this.
We find Vecna, we end this once and for all. Together.
On December 25th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in?
He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, Season 5, Volume 2, begins December 25th, only on Netflix.
Track, because imagine if this guy had a verse. Imagine if this guy was one of the main parts of this fucking song. Honestly, I would not want to release this track. I rather would probably want to do something else far worse. Probably, you know, I don't know, maybe commit suicide or some shit like that, because what in the fuck? So whoever Skooly was, he was completely dog shit. But we got Lil Baby, we got Playboy Carti. Let's do it. Well, let's fucking do it. Let's talk about this beat. Now, this beat is kind of the Atlanta-inspired trap beat. You know, you got the classic sample in the background. You got the classic Rich Kid sample in the background doing its thing. Kind of reminds me of, like, the Like Wheezy track that Playboy Carti had, you know, using that sample and then using those luscious synths, using that hard-ass 808s, a nice trap beat to really layer it on top, which is pretty entertaining in my opinion. I do like it when artists really, you know, do that and actually, you know, really put it out there and really use a good old sample, a good old trap beat. You know, when you just use a trap beat, if you can add some other elements like a sample, some nice synths, a good old, you know, 808s on there, I'm going to have a really good time, you know, listening to the track. So overall, I really do enjoy the beat. I think it's a nice beat. I think it sounds good. You know, usually when I talk about Lil Baby's beats, sometimes they can kind of be so basic, so boring that I just don't really care for it. I do like how there's a slight kind of instrumental switch up. You know, you use less of the sample when you're kind of using more of the... I can hear, like, synths in the background kind of, like, going more higher pitch and more kind of crazy in the background as Lil Baby gets his verse going. So there is a little bit of an instrumental switch up on here. So if you were, you know, I don't know, fucking missing an instrumental switch up, you're going, oh, damn, this is too fucking basic. This is too fucking boring. Hey, look, you even get an instrumental switch up on the synths. So I guess that's a good thing. Now, let's talk about Playboy Carti, because Playboy Carti's in the beginning. He also, you know, ends off this song too, which I do like. Playboy Carti had my favorite verse on here. Look, guys, something about Playboy Carti can just fucking kill it on here. And when you got this kind of like future deep voice that, you know, Playboy Carti does sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, you know, sometimes it is actually really fucking fire. And I think this is one of those examples when you can really use that to your potential, when you can actually, you know, I overall really do enjoy Playboy Carti's verse on here. I like his vocal style. I like how he's coming on here. I like the flow switch ups that you get from.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Playboy Carti, which is pretty fire. You know, he's sounding fire on here, combining with that sample in the background, really just adding to the atmosphere of this track, which is pretty cool. Now, is this anything groundbreaking from the Playboy Carti standpoint? Is this like Playboy Carti doing his classic, like he just fucking flows on a track? No, because there is some moments here where I feel like Playboy Carti kind of loses his flow. There's moments on this track where he kind of, you know, tries to do some flow changes, and the flow changes don't really work out, in my opinion. They don't really sound that coherent, that good. And I do like the end of the song. I like how Playboy Carti comes back on here. But it is kind of that, you know, same ass kind of future, you know, deep voice style that Playboy Carti's been doing recently. So if you're, you know, looking for something else from Playboy Carti, you are going to be getting that type of style. I kind of prefer when Playboy Carti's doing his kind of melodic bag, when he's really, you know, using the instrumental, really doing his thing. Or sometimes, like, you know, tracks like there was a Youngboy track that had a Playboy Carti feature, and it was kind of, you know, using that future style, but it was more melodic, you know, it was more fire. It sounded a lot better, you know, when I'm listening to the song. This isn't the greatest Playboy Carti verse that I've heard on a Lil Baby track, but I will say it is pretty good. Definitely had my favorite verse on this song. I love what Playboy Carti did. But now let's get into Skooly. Alright, Playboy Carti did his thing. I really loved how he sounded on here. But Skooly, fuck man, this man ruined the whole entire track. Let's just be fucking real. Skooly comes on here, and I don't know what to expect from hearing a name like Skooly. I mean, I don't even know who the fuck this even is, alright guys? Like, I don't even know if this guy's even a fucking rapper or some shit, because it sounds that goddamn terrible. But this is like, you know, this is like if you had a leaked version of a song, and you literally said, hey, put your own verse on that, you know, make it sound, you know, like your own track so you don't get it taken down by the labels. And that's what it sounds like when Skooly comes on here. I guess this is supposed to be the hook, but like the hook doesn't really go together on this song. And in fact, when Lil Baby starts rapping, it kind of threw me off, because the hook is so over and instant, and it doesn't sound good to begin with.
Kraft mac and cheese is the best thing ever. It's even better than pop music. You look just as natural enjoying us at age 13 as you do 55. Kraft mac and cheese, best thing ever.
And then you just got Lil Baby starting to rap his ass off, and I'm just left here fucking confused as hell. I'm like, what in the hell am I fucking listening to? I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. Guys, who the fuck is Skooly? This guy's complete dog shit. The vocals are complete dog shit. The flow, I mean, goddamn, y'all thought Lil Baby can have some moments where he sounds terrible on his songs, but you got a guy like Skooly on here coming to ruin the whole entire fucking vibe, which just really sucks when you have a really good, strong verse from Playboy Carti, and then Skooly comes on here and completely fucking ruins that whole shit. It's like, what in the hell are you fucking thinking? How in the hell do you release something that has an artist like Skooly on here? I'm taking that motherfucker, taking that feature out. You know, I'm taking that shit out. It just sounds fucking horrible to listen to, in my opinion. But Lil Baby, let's talk about Lil Baby now. Lil Baby had a pretty good verse. You know, he gets the job done. I like his flow. I like how he's coming on this beat. My only thing about this song is that I feel like, you know, I'm glad he turned down the sample because I think all the synths, all the craziness that's happening in the background, I do think Lil Baby's rapping a little too chill on here. I wish he would have maybe picked it up vocal-wise. You know, maybe would have picked it. I was just maybe hoping for a more kind of, you know. So that's my only thing. I wish Lil Baby maybe had a more intense verse. I feel like his verse is kind of lacking with the vocal-wise and the flow-wise. But overall, I think Lil Baby gets the job done. Nothing too terrible. Nothing too boring. I think if you do enjoy Lil Baby's music, you're going to have a fun time with his verse. I think he does his thing on here, but I'm kind of glad that Playboy Carti got to finish this off, because once it goes to Skooly again, I'm just like rolling my eyes. I'm like, what the fuck even is this? So I guess thank God Playboy Carti got to end off this song. But overall, guys, when we talk about this track, when we talk about Lil Baby, Playboy Carti, Skooly, let's do it. Overall, I really do enjoy the beat. I think the beat's nice, and I really like what Playboy Carti does on here. I like his verse. He had my favorite verse throughout this whole entire track. Lil Baby did his thing on here. Skooly was an absolute fucking shit show. I don't know why this guy was even on.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This damn song, he sounded fucking awful, sounded fucking terrible in my opinion. But yeah, guys, overall, you know, starting off this album strong. This is the first track that I pick out of this little like leaked album, whatever the fuck it's called, the leaks. You know, check it out, this first song. I think I'm gonna have a good time listening to this Lil Baby album. Maybe not, hopefully. There's a lot of other features on here that we might be talking about on this show, so make sure y'all follow, you know, for that coverage. But overall, I'm gonna give this song an easy, yeah, I'm feeling a 6 out of 10. So 6 out of 10, guys. What'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. I'm about to go listen to this Lil Baby album. I'll tell y'all if it's ass or shit. I'm sure we might.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
I'll be doing an album review in December. We'll fucking see. But anyways, guys, I will see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, time to go torture myself.